we were still kind of evolving the exercise when we had to tell Abby what to print, and we changed our minds. It's very agile. Today we're going to do a mobbing demo with three of the folks from the Scholars Program. Would you mind introducing yourself real quickly?
Yeah, hi, I'm Allie. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Habib.
And Jennifer, Allie, Habib, would you mind raising your hand if you're currently looking for employment? Please keep this in mind later, folks. We're going to be doing a mob refactoring demo, or mob programming demo, because mobbing is a really understood and underutilized programming technique. A lot of times people think of mobbing as pairing but with more people, and they go, but why would I want to do that ever? They go, but that's all the inefficiencies of pairing, and also none of the good parts, and it's important to remember that that's not what mobbing quite is. Mobbing is a really effective tool for getting people on the same page. It's not a very efficient tool for producing code, and we do not expect to finish the exercise in the time allotted. It is a very useful tool for making sure that everyone understands what's going on, and so it can be really useful for establishing context before you split apart and work on things in parallel. There's a lot of different ways to do mobbing. I prefer a relatively lightweight facilitation approach. The two things that I think are really important are, one, the person who's typing is not contributing anything other than typing. Hi, Sam.
Betsy's asked me to say almost nothing on stage. Many of you will know how hard that is for me.
And it can also be helpful to have someone who is neither typing nor actively participating in making code happen, but rather just serving as traffic cop. That's me. I also do this for money. If you would like me to do this for your team for money, then please come see me afterward. Gratuitous advertisement over. We're going to have Terry Miller, noted poker expert, come on stage and explain the problem we're going to be trying to solve now.
I also play poker for money, so if your question is, or you'd like to come with your team to play poker with me, see me afterwards. I play a variety of different poker games. The common ones are Hold'em and Omaha, but the one you've probably seen if you've watched any amount of American media in the last 40 years is a game called 5-Card Draw. Every player is dealt 5 cards, and they choose, like, give me 3, give me 2, and a discard. And the goal there is, again, to make your best 5-card poker hand. Hands are ranked according to how difficult it is to make that particular hand. For example, it is much harder to have 2 pairs in your hand than 1 pair. So 2 pair means 1 pair. It's all math, and it will all go down. The problem we're doing today is going to be poker dice. Now, dice, you may note, only have 6 sides. So we have to get rid of some of the numbers. Get rid of all these numbers between 2 and 8. And players will roll 5 dice 3 times and make their best 5 dice hand. Thank you.
Right. We started in on this problem yesterday so that we're not starting from complete scratch. But this is very much mid-process. I'm sure some refactoring of what we did yesterday will need to occur at some point. We didn't quite lie. Sam, would you mind switching to the actual, yeah.
The test file or the code?
Let's go to the test file. Actually, let's run the tests. Yay! Thank you.
We're lazily evaluating this session. So we have 32 tests, 29 are pending, 0.
And now we're going to try to make more of the tests pass. Was there Jack that helped yesterday? on delivery codes in action. Reference here.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, someone tell me what to do.
Type!
As a brief note, Jennifer, Allie, and Pete may at some point ask the audience questions, see if they have ideas. Please raise your hand so that I can call on you if this occurs. Yeah. Yeah.
So these ones are running, and then everything below that is not.
Alright. And why don't we also flip to the code file so that we can refresh our memory on how comfortable we are with the state of the code.
Yeah, so we're taking a hand, we construct a hash of the count by each die, and then we have like 1 pair and 2 pair of buzzwords implemented in terms of these counts. I think we pulled out this method as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What should we do next?
Yeah, the creative.
Okay. So, I'll just hold that. So, does not respond to three of kind, and incorrectly scored as +8.
Yep.
Cool. So now it's saying did not score as three of a kind.
And this did not score business is Sam Livingston Gray writing an unnecessarily complex Magic R-Stack matcher.
I'm literally an RSpec maintainer, and it took me like a good 5 minutes to understand what was going on, so...
So I think the next step would be to work on that method and put something in place to count the number of characters in the string and see if the character appears 3 times.
Sure, so... I guess we can just copy this.
Yeah.
Does that look good? Yep.
Good call.
Cool.
Yay.
Now I'll test it possibly.
Are all the other tests still passing?
Yes.
Cool. What do we want to do next?
Yeah, next.
Cool. So we were seeing that it's not responding to straight and correctly scoring as best.
So first we have create the method for string.
Cool.
New failures! Test-driven development. It's
So-
not a repetitive process.
So, what makes a hand a straight?
Is that when they're
Yeah.
Ace, king, queen, jack, T.
Yes.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I think we might need to assign that, or we need to check for those specific. Characters.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm asking for.
Okay, so you want me to do. Ooh. This.
there any cases that this isn't covering, or can we just call this art? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Marty's asking, does the order matter?
Oh,
Like if I swap the ten,
we would need to order them. Yeah.
yeah. So to do that, we need what?
So you could sort the hand.
You mean so?
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a very poker dicey kind of sort, and possibly not the sort that would actually be produced, and I'm injecting my community opinions.
And also like, I'm stupid because string doesn't respond to sort.
Cool, so how do we want to turn this into something that be sortable?
Well, we could also split the string.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's some math. Like there's
Yeah.
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 something about rule and some values is like unique.
So we only have 6 possibilities, right? It's ace, king, queen, jack, 10. So what's the sort order for those?
So, what do you say?
Yeah, what's your question?
So how do we sort, so if we're defining an order, how do you want to turn that order that we have defined into a sort?
Like, you
Could the audience please raise their hand if they have comments?
well, I think we need to split the string.
Yeah, and could the audience also please wait until the scholars ask for help before they do so?
So we already have all of the individual dice in our hand in our dice counts hash, right? So we can get the dice values with the keys.
So do we have a question?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Evan, come up here and yell into the microphone and tell us what to do.
You need to give them a relationship between each one. So you need to say like, the ace is bigger than the king, which is bigger than the queen. So you need to give them,
Yeah.
somewhere you need to have them in an order that says this is the bigger one, this is the smaller one, so you can sort by them.
Oh God, are we going to need to define a spaceship operator here? I think we're not actually going to need to. I'd like us to not need to do that.
I'm going to do what Evan told me to do.
Okay. Isn't 9 also a thing?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh good, we're not going to need to define a spaceship.
And so that's going to give us our sorted things. Yeah. Is that helpful?
So, I feel like this might be one of those places that focusing too closely on how a human would solve this problem is not necessarily useful to thinking about how a computer ought to solve this problem. Like when I look at a straight, the thing that I see isn't all that they're all in order. The thing that I see is that they're all different.
Yeah, I think we need to make sure we just have those cards all in one hand
Yeah.
and not necessarily, they don't need to be like in ascending order.
I think I get what you're saying. So we could do list.
Yeah,
Will that work?
I think so. I think those are the only two possible sorting hands.
Shall I run a test and see what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it works.
Now, if this were the real world and we had more than 10 minutes left, I would probably get cranky about there not being enough tests to really drive this.
So, what do we want to do now?
Yeah.
Full house?
Yes.
Cool. So our full house incorrectly scored as one pair and three of a kind. Now, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that's what a full house is.
So can we use that in the full house method if it's one pair?
Ooh.
So we correctly score as full house, but we're now scoring as one pair and also three of a kind as well.
So one of the mean aspects of the matcher that Sam made is that it rejects if you have more than one method that returns true. And so if we're defining full house in terms of one pair and three of a kind, we can't necessarily define three of a kind as three of a kind and not full house. So we're in trouble right now. And it's your problem to solve because I'm talking now. Yeah. Go ahead, Alan.
You have three of one card and two of another card, so you have one pair and then you have three of a kind.
What happens when you get stupider? Like, what happens if we look at this not as one pair and three of a kind, but as what is currently the contents of the one pair method? What's currently the contents of the three of a kind method?
For the one pair method, could we check that it's one pair and then unique character, like all three of the other characters are unique since there should really only be one pair in the string, or?
I like that. Yeah.
What?
I think if we check for one, just like one pair in the hand, so two matching characters and the 5 characters that come in,
Yeah, but there's only one pair.
but then we expect the other 3 to be unique characters, so not a second pair, not a full.
You're talking about the one pair method, not the full house.
Yeah, the one pair method.
Yeah.
So let's remind ourselves what one pair does. It calls pair count, which runs through our. So we count all the things by their like the card that they represent, right? And then we get the count. So we're already doing that check.
Yeah. Can we add a check that the remaining 3 characters are
So
all different, or no?
or are all the same, right? Which is what.
For one pair,
For one pair?
Which is what the I see what you mean. So and I guess it's like
it turns out that communicating about code can be hard sometimes.
This is actually really hard to implement with the way we've got our abstractions currently set up. I'm like, I'm gonna have to jank something in.
Jank something in. Let's make the test pass and make it pretty later.
Okay.
I mean, I did just ask this of you, Sam, so, like, I'm expecting some impressive jank.
I like actually can't think of a good way to do this.
Can we do?
Oh, you know what?
Can you-
No, I got something.
With-
Oh, you're right, because you can't just do unique and check count with unique is the same, the way that I would have approached it at first.
Yeah, reject, die, count equals 2, don't count greater than 1. Right, so we throw out the pair, and then we count all the things that are left, and there should be more than one of them. But that's why I was struggling with it.
I see.
Should we see if this works?
We can-
Yeah, it does. Except now we've broken Full House, but I guess we can do this. Yeah, so now we're scoring as Full House. We're not scoring as one pair, but we are still scoring as 3 of a kind.
I guess we can pull the same jank and,
We have a kind.
yeah.
That method of.
Yep.
Okay.
See, you'll notice that the scholars have much better habits than you're saying.
So to do this, I guess we need to throw out. What do we need to throw out? I guess we need to throw out 3, and then incorrectly scored is busted. We know how to fix this one. Why don't we fix?
Honestly, I'd like that as code. Like, if there's one
All of our tests are passing.
All right, we've got 3 minutes left. Let's go for one more.
Really?
I know. Or we can like clean up the jank. Except the Travis already did that. So.
All right, 4 at a time. This should be dead. This should be dead easy.
4 of a kind?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do the same thing we did with 3 of a kind. Or the.
Oh. Correctly scored is 4 of a kind, incorrectly scored is busted.
I mean, isn't it ridiculous? When I get that cleaning it up, I go, but they're already meta programming up, and then I know.
Cool. Another passing test.
Yeah.
Can we please clean up busted? I mean, you're
I don't know, can we?
Can we? Are we allowed to?
Yeah.
How could we do that?
So it's busted when they're all just different cards. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And there's no straight. Okay.
Yeah. So busted is like nothing else is true about it.
What's that? Well, you know how we're checking already. We could
Yeah.
bring that.
So check if they're all unique and not straight, so we don't have to call them.
Okay.
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 That involves less meta programming than I was worried we were going to like dive into.
Yeah, that worked.
Cool.
Now what do we want to do? We have 90 seconds. Can we make another test pass?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh. Oh.
Just checking if all of them are the same.
Someone tell me what to do.
So how do we want
Quickly,
they're all
quickly.
the same. No pressure.
We can do the ones before, or is there also a way to just say there's no
So we're already counting how many, yeah. So we're already doing dice counts.
We did it!
Yeah. So we're doing this like dice counts values select thing everywhere, but we have 30 seconds.
second refactoring. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.